In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. Thank you so much for joining us this New Year's 2025 evening. It is always a wonderful time. It is an honor that you would give us a few moments of your time, that you would listen to what we have to say. I am very, very much appreciated. Even if we never talk again, I am so much in your debt. I am so much appreciated that you would join us on this New Year's Day. I am so much appreciated that you would join us on this New Year's Day. Okay, I got some back. I wonder where that's coming from. I got some back. Where's that coming from? I heard some back noise somewhere. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Okay, seems to be gone. All right. Joining me for this discussion tonight is our seemed like very long-term soul brother. Been around for a long time, you know. We done seen him come and go. Brother still hanging with us. I don't know why you want to hang with me, Mike. I don't know, but Brother Talib is in the house. Eric Bell, aka Soul Brother Talib, is in the house with us for this topic tonight. And I would like to just greet him as he joins us on this panel this New Year's Day. Shout out right. Can you hear us, Brother Talib?
Oh, yes.
Shout out right. Okay. Can you hear us, Brother All right.
Talib? Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, I don't know why that's doing that. Are you on a computer or something, Brother Talib?
I'm on my phone.
Yeah, you're on your phone. I don't know why it's having I keep hearing that back. Do you hear that back? After I talk, you hear me keep talking? That back?
No.
You don't hear it?
No. Mm-mm.
Well, it's not there. We're gonna work. We can work with that. If it just comes in and out, that's cool. We can work with that. Okay, so I'll kick this off. Our topic tonight.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I gotta go to do something, but I'm here.
Okay, all right. Our topic tonight, to begin the new year, we have chosen, we want black unity and power. This lie continues this year. It continues on and on. It's a lie. And we want to talk about it's a lie. The reality is these are not interested in unity or power. Because if you don't want, you're not going to get the power unless you unify. So apparently, they don't want none of it. They don't want black power, and they don't want. I mean, it's just talk. That's the topic to start off the new year. We don't want black power or unity. We begin this year, many of us, with Happy New Year. I don't know why we do this. When this year is nothing but a continuation of the last block of time, where in the beginning of that year, 2024, we said Happy New Year as we began 2024. Many of us, Happy New Year. It's enough of us saying Happy New Year that we should have caused happiness. But 2024 wasn't a very happy year. In fact, it was a very disappointing year, especially for those who were the supporters of the Democratic Party. It was not a very happy year, a very heated election cycle. And of course, as you know, Donald Trump became the victor. But when we say Happy New Year, we should be wanting to make activity and actions, and our behaviors should be relegated to making that year happy. We said Happy New Year for 2023, 2022, and the list goes on and on. What was so happy? What did we do? We said Happy New Year. What did we do to make that year happy? Not very much. It's just idle words. We just do things just for the hell of it. So I cannot say Happy New Year, even though I will do whatever in my power to try to make the year as happy. But I don't have to say it. Actions speak louder than words. So I can say in the beginning of 2026, 2025, I did take action to try to make 2025 a Happy New Year. We need to stop lying. We love lies. We love this feel-good stuff. But then I'm not shocked because we've been raised in lies and fantasy and falsehood and fakery, where those who keep it real, we are ostracized and looked and frowned upon because our talk destroys the fantasy, destroys the feel-good stuff. And see, you are an adult. And we feed these lies of Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. And then when we get older, then we embrace the other fairy tales, the God and the demons and the spirits and the spooks. We love lies. They make us feel good. But then these same self-righteous people would turn around and talk about a crackhead and a drunk who use alcohol and drugs to enter their fantasy world. Oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't do crack. You shouldn't drink that alcohol. But you do the same thing without a bottle, without going through the drug cartel. You get drunk off religion and spirituality and all these pseudo-black scholarship stuff. And that's all right to get high and drunk off of that. But when somebody looks at and seeks alcohol and drugs, oh, that's a problem. You shouldn't do that. There's no difference between you and them. They get drunk off physical substance and you get drunk off mental. They both affect the brain. They both have the same effect on the brain. The drunk person may see a pink elephant, and you see spirits and spooks and your ancestors. Always the ancestors you never seen. You never talk about the ancestors that you actually know. Because the ancestors you never seen, you can paint them and make them anything you want them to be. But see, you can't turn Uncle Charlie, who is an ancestor now, you can't turn Uncle Charlie into a saint because everybody know Uncle Charlie's a drunk. But some unknown ancestor that you don't know nothing about, never seen, oh, they was a king, they was a queen, and they did all this great stuff. Making up lies. Can't do that with Uncle Charlie. You don't go to Uncle Charlie's grave. But you knew Uncle Charlie. But you can't turn Uncle Charlie into this divine being that you can brag about. Because Uncle Charlie was a drunk. We love fantasy and fiction. We want to make ourselves something that we're not. We can't handle the reality of who and what we are. Some of us cannot accept the reality when it's absolutely true. I don't stink. You just played basketball. You just rub yourself against other men on the basketball court. They stink. Y'all stink. You smell like sweat and funk. Oh, that's them. I don't smell like that. We can't handle reality when it's absolutely true. So I see why people don't like me. I see why they have a problem with me. Because I gotta keep it real. I'm not in denial of anything. That's the only way you're gonna progress. You're not gonna progress. Look, fantasy, how do I want to put this? A fantasy fictional solution cannot solve real problems. That's why we're sitting where we're at right now. The same problem for 400 years. Because the things that we have embraced clearly cannot get the job done. This is 2024. This is not 1930. If what you got or what we got in 1930 worked, we should not have the same problem 100 years later. But it feels good to you. And you can make it and turn it and twist it any way that you want to. Then you have the nerve to get angry at Christian people. And you're no different. All this pro-black scholarship, comedic, you ain't no different. The only thing that has changed is the characters in your belief system. It's the same premise. It's the same thing. You was waiting on the mother plane last year. You were waiting on the mother plane this year. And you was waiting on the mother plane in 1940, in 1950, in 1960, in 1980. They was waiting on Jesus 2,000 years ago. Prophet Muhammad Allah gonna do this great thing 1,400 years ago, and you're still waiting. You're still waiting. You're still waiting for the DoorDash. And nothing has come. Nothing. That's not real. You like a child waiting for Santa Claus. He never comes. I know, I done it one time. I don't know how Santa Claus was going to get in my house because we had an actual chimney, but there was a fire down below. That's how we live. If I wanted to wait up and see Santa come down this chimney, because there's a big fire waiting on Santa Claus in my house. I got sleepy and I couldn't wait for Santa Claus. He never showed up. And this is how we are. We do the same thing as adults. But the child, the reason why I was waiting on Santa Claus, and it wasn't my mother's fault, society taught me about Santa Claus. Society lied to me. The preacher lied to me. People in the community lied to me about Santa Claus. And had a child, you have your children waiting on Santa Claus. And Santa Claus never come. How you doing, Denzel? We have another Denzel in the house. Shout out to our original Denzel, Denzel Rogers. And shout out to our Denzel Early in the chat room. And all those, shout out to all of you listening and those who will be listening to this broadcast at a later date. So I'm wrong for keeping it real. Well, I guess I'll just be wrong because I don't know no other way, because I lived that life. I lived the fantasy life, waiting on the mother plane, waiting on Jesus, waiting for some spook, some demon, something to help the black people, the black Messiah. I've done it. I'm sick of it. I can't do it no more. It's lies. Fantasy. And a fantasy solution cannot solve a real problem. Happy New Year. We wanted to talk about this lie that we want black unity. Within my lifetime, one of the greatest events that happened to us in America was in 1995. It was called the Million Man March. And I participated in the Million Man March. It was a wonderful, incredible, unifying event. Some of you too young. You probably don't remember. You probably don't know. There are many who did actually go to the Million Man March. Unifying. If we could not unite under the Million Man March, then unity is impossible. On our way to the Million Man March, we saw all kinds of brothers. I heard some brothers actually rode a bicycle from California to the Million Man March. All down the road while we going to the Million Man March, we saw buses and cars. We shouting at each other. We going to the Million Man March. Electrifying, unifying. Nothing like this has happened in our community since Dr. King organized the march in Washington, 1963. It was big. Estimated 2 million. And who knows all the people watching around the world. And so there's a song that Louis Farrakhan sung, "A white man's heaven is a black man's hell." And I'm going to paraphrase. There's a line in the song where it talks about the whole wide world is waiting on you to see what the so-called Negro is gonna do. Woo, man. And here we are, the Million Man March, 1995. The whole wide world is waiting on you to see what the so-called Negro is gonna do. Shout out to our brother Tracy J. To see what the so-called Negro gonna do. And so we got there. And unfortunately, it was a big disappointment. I don't like to talk about it, but that's what happened. It became a big disappointment. The whole world is looking at you. And you disappointed the whole world. The whole wide world is waiting on you. It's just like a child waiting for daddy to bring Christmas presents on Christmas. And daddy come in the house. Woo! All the children is waiting on you to see what dear old dad is gonna do. And then daddy come in the house, take off his hat, take off his shoes, and put his head down. Sorry children, I didn't get that bonus I thought I was gonna get. Children don't understand, they're disappointed. Oh, but you said, daddy, because daddy had hyped them up. The Million Man March was a big hype. There were people that didn't even want to participate in the Million Man March, but because of the hype, I want to get on board with that, because everybody want to get on board with a winner. Then they changed their mind because it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I've never seen, and we've never seen, this diverse participation in something in a long time, since the days of Dr. King. All kinds of people, Muslims, atheists, agnostics, gay, Christians, of course Muslims, all came together, all diverse, Pan-Africans, Nuwabi, everybody was there. Gang members, celebrities, all folks was there. The whole wide world is waiting on you to see what the so-called Negro is gonna do. And all the brothers got was a bunch of speakers, ego tripping. Nobody had a plan. Nobody just feel-good church rhetoric. See, nobody came to hear somebody bring their belief. The men came there because they thought leadership had got together to come up with a plan to move the people forward. not come for a church revival. That's what it turned out to be. Nothing but a big church revival. You can see the disappointment in the crowd. Didn't even have food for the brothers to buy. We had to go to Burger King. They didn't want the sisters there, but the sisters was there. The sisters refused to not participate. This is just a man thing. The sisters refused. But nobody set up, no, we didn't even have nothing to eat. But they had a lot of Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets or whatever to collect our dimes and dollars. And Louis Farrakhan gave the keynote address, and he talked about the dollar bill or something to that effect, and then talked about atone for your sins. Nobody did not come to the Million Man March for a church revival. So the song, the line in the song says, the whole wide world is waiting on you. What is the so-called Negroes gonna do? All eyes, 1995, October the 16th, I believe, 1995. The whole world looking at you. Until this day, has produced nothing except spiritual stuff. We don't know. Spiritual don't pay nobody's bills. Spirituality don't feed nobody's stomach. Spirituality don't keep our children out of foster care. Keep our people off drugs and alcohol. Keep our people off the street. Don't make jobs for nobody. We are in the same condition in 2025 that we were in 1995. With all this wisdom and all this scholarship, but nothing has changed. Then they look down upon those who want to bring something new, because they want to keep hammering what don't work into your head. The Million Man March should have brought unity, but it didn't. And it should have. Had they had a right plan, it would have brought the unity, because everybody would have unified under that. But see, we're not going to unify under Nation of Islam. See, this is the thing that must be understood. From the mindset of the Nation of Islam, all these people are coming together to follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's a delusional lie that they believed. The people did not come to follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They came to listen and see if we had a plan to help change the condition of the people. They did not come to follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And Louis Farrakhan saw that this gathering was such a failure. Within the next week, the general, the guy that kicked it all off, so embarrassed, he got on an airplane and took off. God told me to go on this tour of the Arab world, which is fine. And you're going to bring back what? He came back talking about what they gave him. They gave me this gold, this, and they gave me the key to the city here, and they did. What did you bring us? Didn't bring us nothing. The whole wide world is waiting on you to see see what the so-called Negro is going to do. All these suckers talk about black unity. None of them are unified. None of them. They're not even unified within the people that they say believe the same thing. I'm not picking on the Nation of Islam, but Nation of Islam is a pure example of this. There's all kinds of factions of the Nation of Islam who claim they believe in Elijah Muhammad, but they're not unified. And Louis Farrakhan said, if you ain't following me, because I'm the popular one, everybody's supposed to follow me. See, this arrogance keeps us in trouble. For I'm popular. You had the Million Man March, sir. This was your opportunity to unify the people. See, I have no problem. Nobody have no problem with Minister Farrakhan being the leader. If you can lead. Exactly, Brother Tracy. The only thing they do is bicker and fight amongst each other. Trying to convert people to what you believe. That's not unity. I'm the popular one. Well, you do your popular thing. Eric Muhammad might have 2 followers, 2 people listening to him. I don't have nothing to do with it. So you keep being popular. If you cannot unify people who believe the same thing that you believe in, what you gonna do for 40 million in this country? If Louis Farrakhan showed that he could lead, there should be no problem. The problem is, he clearly showed that he's not a leader like that. A good preacher, a good teacher of spirituality, if that's your thing. But he does not have what it takes to actually lead the people, because the people are diverse. Many of the people would tell you outright, I don't like Louis Farrakhan. I don't like Islam. So what you gonna do? See, unity is easy. For those who want it. It's about compromise. It's about respect of the people that you want to unite with. You have no respect for nobody. You a damn know-it-all. You try to convert people to, you want people to believe how you believe. That's not unity. You're not going to get nobody like that. Even in our own personal lives. In our families. We have to compromise. In order to have a happy family. Now, some of y'all don't have happy family, and some of your children cannot wait to become an adult so they can get the hell out of your house, because you're controlling and you're a bully. And many of these folks, if they had the power, they would do that to us. They would kill us. They would bully us. They would oppress us to make us become what they think we should be. They're not interested in unity. A few weeks ago, we reached out to Dr. Umar Johnson. And I was willing to pay him to say something about our vision, Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. I was willing to pay him. This man don't even have the respect to say, I'm not interested. He just goes silent. when he think he's going to get some money, how you doing, my African brother, and blah, blah, blah. See, he want my money for his purpose. He don't want to do nothing to help another brother. He don't want to do nothing to help another sister. It's all about me. You cannot unify with nobody when it's all about you. And that's what we have out here in this community. It's all about them. They use black unity as a selling tool. But actions speak louder than words. Clearly, they are not interested. They're not interested in you. They're not interested in us. They see us as slaves and want us on their slave plantation. That's all they want. I don't even have to talk about black power, because if you can't have unity, you're never going to have power. So I don't care how long Tariq Nasheed talk. I don't care how long Farrakhan talk. I don't care how long these Pan-Africans or the Morrison Temple. If you're not united, that's all it's going to be, is talk. There will never be any power. You cannot unite with nobody unless you're able to compromise your position for the greater good. It proves you don't give a damn about soul brothers and sisters in this nation. That's what it proves. I have no problem with compromising my position for the greater good. I'm not trying to convert nobody to nothing, because what I represent don't require you to convert to nothing. I don't require conversion. I don't require teaching. You never hear me come here and talk about the Realities Temple teaching. There is no teaching. Teaching is a belief. I want you to believe this for whatever reason. The scholarship is belief. Because when you put it under a microscope, it fails. It's nothing but another form of Christianity, religion, spirituality. It's not real, but that's your business. You don't need spirituality to create jobs. You don't need to believe in God to build a school. You don't need these things to get yourself together and create your own military force. So, all this is a lie. And the lie continues until 2025. And we embrace the lie because it makes us feel good. You want somebody to follow you, praise you. Oh, you so smart, the scholarship. These things have not been working for us. This is 2025. It's not 1930. And we're still waiting. This mindset, this blackity, pro-black, and it's not everybody. It's not everybody. There's always exceptions to the rule. But I have noticed people with this mind, when people get involved in religion, into this scholarship, they change who they are to become this belief. And that's what people didn't understand. When I was in the Nation of Islam, people did not understand why I was the way I was. Because I believe in these teachings, but I'm not going to change me. I like Michael Jackson. I like Prince. I don't like jazz. But for some reason, people believe when you become a Muslim, you got to start listening to jazz and jazz music and the blues or whatever, because you become a Muslim. You can't listen to what they call it secular music anymore. Or when you become a Christian, Christians don't listen to Michael Jackson. Christians can't listen to Prince or whatever. You got to change who you are, so now you can become this Christian or this Muslim or this Pan-African person. You change who you are so you can fit into this, what you believe this Muslim's supposed to be, or what a Pan-African's supposed to be, or what a Moor supposed to be. You got to change yourself. Deny your individuality to become this damn zombie. And I refuse to do that. I was a Muslim. I still listen to Elvis Presley. They got in the car with me. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Brother, you listen to that devil music. Elvis Presley hated black people. He said the only thing a black man could do was shine his shoe, which is a lie. That never happened. That's a propaganda. That's a lie. And even if I like Elvis Presley, I was listening to his music, that's me. Where do it say in the teachings I can't listen to Elvis Presley music? Where do it say that at? Where in the teachings where I cannot tell a white woman, you're a nice looking lady? Oh, that's a devil, that's a woman. Where do it say in these teachings that you cannot be kind to another human being that ain't did a damn thing to you? But when they get into these teachings, it changes you to be like them. You become just as nasty and profane and evil like they are. And any black person that refused to get on your evil bandwagon, you call them the same names that the slave master called his slave. Yes, you do. And you want me to be part of you. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. You can't be kind to devils. See, this is what I mean, that mindset. But this same person go to the hospital and they need a blood transfusion. They never gonna say, I don't want no white people blood. I'd rather die. They gonna take the devil blood to save their life because they don't want to die. And chances are, if you do get a blood transfusion, it's coming from some white person. Because black folks don't give up blood like that. Unless it's on the street where they done shot another brother or sister. That's the only way you're going to get blood from them. We caught up in this fantasy world. See what I'm saying? Devils are not nice. Devils are evil. Devils don't exist. You exhibit the same behavior, so you a devil. How you gonna talk about somebody and you do the same thing they do? The only thing you mad about is you on the bottom. And your ass on the bottom because you can't unify. And if you got on top, maybe you can change things. But you're too selfish. You're too arrogant. So you deserve to stay on the bottom. So in 2025, you was on the bottom in 24, and you starting off on the bottom in 2025, and you're going to be on the bottom 2026. Until you change your mindset. Until you begin to understand the reality that you face. And stop being like the people that you claim you don't like. You're just like them. You're going to call somebody evil doing the same thing they do. See what I'm saying? These sound like Uncle Tom teaching. I don't have no teachings. I'm giving a commentary. Teachings is belief. Because you think that you smarter. Why don't you come here? Come and talk to us. Don't hide in a chat room. You have the same behaviors as the people you talk about. The same. What's an Uncle Tom? And that's propaganda, because according to the book, Uncle Tom was a savior. Uncle Tom was somebody that helped the slave. So where you getting that from? Spreading misinformation. This is 2025. We know better. We know about the Uncle Tom character now. Still spreading that lie. Because you're evil and you're wicked and you're a devil. And you have an agenda. The only thing you want to do is trick people and exploit people. And you want to use unity as a selling tool to get people on your plantation, because you don't give a damn about soul brothers and sisters in this nation. You don't care. Because you like your massa. You are the spawn of your massa. If it wasn't for white folks, your mindset wouldn't even exist. The white man made you. Because all this black scholarship, all this would not even exist without the white man. And if you take black out of it, that's what it is. They're teaching. Because it all comes from them. Who gave you these teachings? Ain't no African taught you. Ain't no Arabs taught you. Who got you started on your journey of black scholarship? Who got you started on your journey of black scholarship? It was the white man. Who was the first books that you read? Who gave you the first books? It was the white man. Who taught you about Egypt? The white man. Who gave you all these teachings? You didn't start getting nothing from Garvey and all these folks until 1930. And where did he get his teachings from when you start breaking down the root? It came from them. And then you try to turn it into something that you embrace. You think that you created. It all comes from them. That's why you act like them. That's why you behave like them. Black was not created, and black is a European racial classification. Black came from them. African came from them. Everything you use came from them. And black was designed to divide. It was not designed to unify. That's why you still divided. It gives you a screwed up mindset, just like them. And you wonder why the 40 million in this country, soul brothers, you wonder why they reject what you talk about, and then you talk a good game, but you don't produce a damn thing. So the people looking, we supported the Million Man March, and you didn't give us nothing. We got nothing out the deal. People sacrificed. People suffered. They to make the Million Man March what it was. Had the whole world looking at you. to see what the so-called Negro is going to do. You produce nothing. And you want to get angry at me for talking about the obvious? What actually happened? I didn't have nothing to do with it. I tried to help. I was there to help. Now we come on this platform bringing you what could have helped us in 1995. The vision we call the Mississippi Campaign. It just wasn't their time. It's your time now. And the Mississippi Campaign has nothing to do with religion or what somebody personally wants. It's all political. Just want to put black people, all soul brothers and sisters, in a better place. Has nothing to do with religion or what somebody personally wants. Want to put all the people in a better place. And when they look at you this time to see what the so-called Negro is going to do, you're going to show them. You're going to produce. And the world is wow. They waiting on you, you say. That means you have to be a leader. And these things that we have because of that mindset, you're not a leader. That's the only thing you know how to do is say, well, Malcolm said, Elijah Muhammad said, Noah Drew Ali said, Jesus said. You a follower. Marcus Garvey said, you a follower. You ain't gonna do nothing. Because you waiting to follow somebody to show you what you need to do. So the world not interested in you. The only way the world is going to be interested in soul brothers and sisters is that you have to become leaders. And you're a follower, you're a servant. Just a few weeks ago, not too long ago, on the East Coast, they had all these drones flying around. At first, they were unidentified flying objects. And I'm very sure many of the Nation of Islam people, oh, that's the mother plane, the baby plane, they flying. Elijah Muhammad is coming back, all this stuff. But before they can claim those drones, it was made clear that's what they were, drones. Had they stayed UFOs, the Nation of Islam, people who believe in that teaching, oh, that's the baby plane. Elijah Muhammad, Allah is coming to get us. This is how messed up your head is. Ain't nobody gonna come help you. Nobody gonna come help us. We are on our own. If you can't grow up as a man, you can't grow up as a woman and begin to think for yourself and lead yourself. You depended upon some baby planes and spirits and demons to come help you. You done. That's why instead of unity, you spend your time trying to convert people to your religion, your dirty gutter religion, this feel-good stuff. Because that's the best you can do. You have no leadership skills. You're incompetent. You're a follower. That's why you say, I'm a follower of Marcus Garvey. I'm a follower of Malcolm. I follow. I'm going down the yellow brick road. I'm going down the yellow brick road. Going to see the Wizard of Oz. I'm going down the yellow brick road. You're a follower. Looking for the Oz. And when it was all said and done, looking for the Oz, you, you could have went home by yourself. You had the power to go home all by yourself. And the odds, I'm going to get ready to turn this mic over to our brother Talib. And the odds turned out to be fake. It was all smoke and mirrors. It wasn't real. Woo! Brother Talib, are you there? Brother Talib.
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead and do your thing, man.
Okay, thanks, brother, and thanks everyone for having me here on this live platform tonight to speak concerning this topic and otherwise. You know, I was just sitting up here thinking, not too long ago, you know, even about what we teach on this platform concerning Operation Exodus Mississippi and concerning us taking control of the state. Well, if we don't have the unity to put aside our differences and petty egos, we could never get that accomplished.
Yes.
And we've seen that even in recent past when we tried to propose this ideal to others in the black social media stratosphere. And this goes along with anything else. You know, I remember someone who I used to follow, I called myself following, rather to say, by the name of Dr. Malachi York Hill, who's incarcerated in a super maximum federal prison, would once say that back in the 60s, we are, as different black organizations and stuff, had a chance to unite all at once because of the times during that period of our history in this country. We all had a chance to come together. And that's true. And I don't see that even in this generation, you know, because we're so more, you know, divisive when it comes to ideology, more than we ever were. When it comes to religion, when it comes to just the way we do things, period, in life. It's just too much to say. It's that how can we be divided when we wasn't never together?
Exactly.
And see, this is the thing. How can we ever unite? That means that we just ain't together. And my thing is that if we don't put down these childish differences between ourselves and each other, we may never come together. And I know I hear some pro-blacks in the pro-black conscious community say that, well, our people said that during slavery, our people said that during the old school Jim Crow. But you know what? What we did gain during those periods of times in our history in this nation, especially with the civil rights movement, is constantly being pushed back. And it's pushing us so far back that it could be a possibility that we may never actually come together. For those of you who always talk about coming together, but ain't got a plan or a concrete plan to make that happen. So I say that at this point, we must either stop talking and let's do it, or shut up and sit down and take our pressure, just like we've been taking for the past 400 years. And really, that's the point where I've gotten. Because when I look up, you know, and it's like we are just here, existing, buying time.
Exactly.
Until our demise. We're already being slowly exterminated through these racist police killing us, through this systemic racist system, mass incarcerating us. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, you know, we have no time to wait or waste. You know, things change over time in this country. We've been seeing it for the past 5 years, really. You know? So, I mean, anything, and we've been warning you about this for years on this platform, but you keep taking this for granted. You know? Oh, black people can never be put back in slavery. Well, I mean, all I got to say is for that, just keep sitting back and twiddling your finger while things is happening. And you'll find out, you know, what the reality of this whole situation really is. Because if you really want to know the truth of the matter, when you talk about going way back during the times of Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey and even Elijah Muhammad, when they first all got started in the 20s and 30s, our ancestors had more, you know, valor in them to try to stand up for something instead of just falling for anything. We ain't even got that today. Too busy out here, you know, worrying about how we gonna get by, repaying the rent, and keeping the bills paid. You know, worrying about check pocketing everybody. You know, check pocketing everybody. You know, talking about who broke, who ain't, and all that kind of stuff, you know. This is the type of time we're living in. So we ain't got, our mind is very far away from liberation. All we want to know is, do you got money? What can you do for me? You know, and all this. What you got in your bank account? You know? What can you offer me? Me.
Right.
It ain't about helping the next person. And if you do, there's some agenda ties to come with it, you know, agenda attachments that come with that, you know? And you know what type of attachments that might be. You see what I'm saying? It's not about looking out for one another. You know, so it's all about what can you do to get over on somebody or for somebody to give you something. And that's what it's all about with us as a as a group of people in this country because we've lost our way when it even comes to that. You know, and even though crack is not the typical drug that people are out there using these days, from what I know, because of the replacement of crack, which was replaced by meth, which is supposed to be considered a drug for white Caucasians mostly, in which, like someone said to me the other day, the money proceeds coming from methamphetamine don't even pass through the black community in this country. So basically, all we were during the crack epidemic was guinea pigs. So this nation could go fund these wars. Now they ain't got no wars to go fund. So now all we left in is a bunch of desecration, and we ain't trying to pick up from that because everything has been destroyed. You know, and so what makes it worse is that we cling on to that survival mode when it comes to just straight up individuality. You know, and this is the reason why I don't really care to hear the advice that another soul person got to give anybody to tell you the truth. You know, or someone giving you advice trying to tell you what to do, and they ain't even got their closet together. You see what I'm saying? But just trying to tell you what to do probably is a way to try to control you, so they could see how much they could take advantage of you. You see? So this is what we're dealing with, and when we don't understand what's going on around us, especially like so many of us think we do, then that becomes even a bigger problem. Because if we really knew what was happening around us, not only with our individual selves, but just with others around us in general, then we would know where to pick up from and go address the problem the way it needs to be addressed, so that all roads could lead to us finally coming together. For those of you that always talk this unity stuff, as far as coming together go, you know, most of you talk this Pan-African stuff, but ain't none of you gonna go with Africa.
Nope.
And help those Africans that's going through their, you know, own devices of suffering and colonization. You see what I'm saying? But you want to stay over here in America and be comfortable, you know, and talk about for the next 20 years or 30 years, you still building a school that still ain't been built. You see what I'm saying? While you still sucking dry those who barely even have it to give. You know, like the Nation of Islam teachers always talk about how the poor is being robbed. The poor and the blind is being robbed by the bloodsucker. You know? Well, they ain't no different because they ain't no different from the bloodsucker that's robbing the poor. Just like everybody else that's robbing the poor. You see? So the thing about that is that you know, we definitely have to understand that right within the ranks of what we claim to believe in, the same thing is going on. This is why we don't have to look externally outside. Because long as we're destroying each other internally inside, it really and truthfully don't make no difference what the external forces on the outside is doing to us. And that's what it's come down to. And this is why I say we might as well just accept our oppression, since we want to keep on continuing on this route. And I hate to say that, but that's what the reality is. It's not my own initiative or suggestion that we keep doing that. All I'm just clearly putting it out there as far as what's going on right in front of our face. And we prideful to see this. Because we got this thing where we don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And the way I see it is the way it is. No. It ain't even about the way I see it. It's about what's going on in front of our eyes, like I said. But when you got that mentality about how you see things, and that's the only way things are supposed to be perceived or looked at, then we're going to always have a problem. You see? So, this is what's going on with us as a people. And this is why I always take something out the page of an elder. Not better known as Lily Fuller Jr., who is one of our ancestors, who's still amongst the living, that once said that if black people don't have nothing positive to say to one another, then they're better off not even speaking to one another. And this is what it's come down to. You know, it's just like an example. And I'm not picking on our younger generation when I say this, but a lot of them you just can't talk to. You better not even try to hold a conversation with them unless a particular situation arises, and y'all may have some type of kind of cordial conversation with each other. But you just can't walk up to them and just talk. Hey, brother, what's going on? Hey, sister, what's going on? Without getting some type of kind of crazy response. Or probably a gun pulled to your head or put in your face, you know what I'm saying? This is what we dealing with. So my thing with that is that in a lot of cases, we're better off not even saying that to each other. That's if you want to stay alive. All I'm just saying is what's come down the pipe or what's going on amongst us. You know? This is nothing I created or made up. This is what's actually happening. And then you get some of you who would say, well, you can't be scared of the younger generation. Well, that's like saying you can't be scared of some of the older generation who's just as ignorant as the younger generation. Okay? So what is your point? What are you saying? You know? You got some 70-year-old cats out here right now still act like they 12 or 16 years old. I mean, very childish. I'm talking about people that came before me and ain't snup. Been here on this planet longer than us. Yeah. Still got the mentality of a 12-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So, my thing, you know, my thing is that basically you know, my thing is basically is that we in a situation that's just the way things is amongst us. I remember growing up in the 70s when things may have been a little different amongst the people, so, but it's not even that way no more. We don't look at each other as neighborhood, community neighbors any longer. We don't have no type of concern for each other. If somebody sees somebody's house getting broken into, oh man, I ain't see nothing, man. Or I'm gonna close my door like I didn't see nothing. I'm just minding my business over here. Or because I ain't trying to get shot. Or I ain't calling the police. Because I ain't trying to get shot by nobody. Because of that no snitch policy that they got going in our so-called community. You see? So as long as you got all this going on, and until we willing, like men and women, to address this kind of stuff, no, we can never have no unity. As long as you let drug dealers, gang members run rampant through the communities, you know, by injecting fear throughout the communities in this nation that we live in as a group, then we gonna continue on going downhill. And yes, I know this is a hard pill for many of you, and those of you who are listening to this live podcast or live stream, to be able to comprehend or to even be able to attest to, because you don't think your doodle stank. You see? So my thing is that you know, I feel like we are at a point right now where I have to say we're at the lowest point we've ever been. Because when you think about our answers, you know, because those of you who will be quick to respond with, well, look at what happened to us in slavery. Don't let it compare to that. You know what? Even during that time, our ancestors had more heart than we did. A lot of them, like Harriet Tubman, was willing to escape to their freedom. They was willing to escape off the plantations. We don't even got that type of heart no more. Especially because of how we became so insensitized and immersed to the ways of this society that we just have gotten too comfortable. Because we forgot our position in this society. You know, and to the point where, you know, all we now are depending on is whether the Republicans or the Democrats is going to do something for us. When we need our own political party.
Right.
Well, we can do something for ourselves, you see. So, I mean, you know, that's just the way things is. And I have to say that, you know, at the same time, you know, I feel like this here. You know, no one can, you know, make you go to the well. You got to take the initiative